those of you here. So I'd like to welcome all of you. And also, on behalf of the HOD and the staff and students, we want to welcome you. But officially, I want to invite Madam VP Mayfair, right?
Yes.
Mills, yes, to formally introduce our guests for us.
Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Masterclass with Boty. As Dr. Aaron said, this is International Jazz Day 2023. It actually started on April 30th, but it's still recognized by the Herbie Hancock Institute of Jazz and the International Jazz Day headquarters. Boty is here. I've been working with him for a very long time. We run a concierge company called Medical Services, and we organize events such as this. He's a renowned guitarist, musician, composer, educator, philanthropist, and the list goes on. But he has a passion and a love for jazz and educating. So he's a member of the Jazz Education Network with the headquarters in Chicago, in the US. He's been coming here consistently, actually since 2014. COVID came in between, but it didn't stop. It still came some time after. It was last year, that he came back to continue. So this year he's here again. He has a lot of knowledge, a lot of skills, a lot of experience to share. So I'll hand you over to him and enjoy the class.
Okay, thank you. So, of course, many of you don't know me. I'm just as they said, it's like I studied ethnomusicology in Ivory Coast. And after that, I had a chance to go to France to study and other opportunities meeting some masters in music and recording with them. And later traveling to US to study at a New York Jazz Workshop. And as you know, New York City is the capital of jazz in the world. So New York is just like a competition, I cannot say competition, it's like a festival every day. It's like even at this time in the morning, you can see that some people are playing somewhere where it's like a festival. It's like every time there is a performance. So it shows that the musicians have always to be ready. When I say ready, it's like you have to be ready to play. You have to be ready to put your craft out there. So coming from that experience is some of the things I would like to share with you. Because from my experience, I saw that when we study music in Africa and we come out of the school with our diplomas and so on, we have problems to put ourselves in the music industry. And with time, I learned that even saying music industry is making your possibilities small. You have to say entertainment industry, because your expertise goes in all these areas. For example, when there is a campaign that is like politics and so on, it has nothing to do with musicians. But still, during the campaign, they play music, or it's not true. On the radio, they play music. It's like any time there is music. But the people that create the music, are they benefiting from the music that people are enjoying? Are they benefiting? I'm asking you. Yes, so these are some of the techniques that we are sharing today. Because I personally, I choose to be a composer more than a performer. Of course, sometimes in my life I've been performing a lot, but I choose to compose and get my money from there. It's like I know that every 6 months I have a kind of money that comes from different areas to me, even if it is not millions. But in that industry where there are lots of possibilities, I choose some area where I know that for sure I have this one to be okay. And outside of being a composer, I also do a lot of activities in education where I can gain too. And also, excuse me if I say I, it is because it can inspire you to find that you can be yourself also. It's like you can find your own way. You understand? It's like you can capture my experience to find your own way. You understand? So don't see that the I is just like he wants to show that he's there, okay? Yeah. And so into composing music, into education, and also finally, you know, I said it last time here, in the career of a musician, there are 4 stages. And it is compulsory for you to know where you stand in those 4 stages. You can take notes. It is because we are having a chat, but take notes. The first one is the discovery. Nobody knows you. What's your name, please?
Cyrus.
Yes. Are you a musician? Okay. Who knows you here? All of them. Okay. And in Accra, people know you? Okay, you see. So, you have to understand that you have a huge possibility to gain. So the first thing that you have to strive for, it is people to discover you. Because nobody knows you. Like me here, people don't know me much. But in Ivory Coast, people know me. In France, people know me. In New York, people know me. In Tokyo, people know me. So, I know where I have my people to get, it's like to monetize my talent from. You understand? So, it is compulsory for you to know where you are and where people should know you. When I say know you, it's like know what you do in music. So the first thing is the discovery. Make sure people discover you. And to discover you, you must sell your name and your style. We call it brand. So you must start working on it now. What is your artist name? What is it that when people put in the internet and they can see a lot of information about you? What's your artist name, please?
I don't have one.
Yeah, you see. So if I put his name on internet, I will not see anything. So I cannot pay him for what he has to do. You understand? So try to find your name and work on your name so that people discover your name. So, and after discovery, there is a stage that we call confirmation. Because sometimes some musicians, when they come, nobody knows them, and they come with something and everybody like it. You know? And it is good. But sometimes too, they don't come back. But if you come back, that means you have come to confirm that what people saw is there, that you are good. And now people will start now to notice you. You understand? So make sure that when people discover you, don't just be sleeping over it. You have to make sure that people confirm that, yes, this guy, we saw him last time. It was not by chance. It is his talent that we are seeing it to be repeating. Okay? So the first is discovery. After it is confirmation. It's like you are confirming what people have discovered. And after it is, I don't know how to say it in English, we call it in French, consécration. It exists in English? Yes. Consécration. Consecration. For example, when we talk about Kojo Antwi, what do you think of? Do you think of love songs? Who is good in love songs and so on? Right? That means if there is anything about love and so on, people are going to think to invite him first. So that is his business. You understand? He is consecrated in that. I want to say welcome to Mr. Bosco. Welcome. Yeah, man, thank you. Yeah, from Musica. So, you know, it is consecration, and that is very important. And again, which musician again? Let me mention another name. When we mention someone like Samini, what can people think of as Samini? Reggae? Tell me, please, let's talk. Okay, so when there is anything about dance hall, people are going to think about him first. So make sure that when people discover you, when you confirm that you are there, make sure that there is an area of focus that people know that this guy is like he is the one that commanded it. You understand? And after that become the last one, which I am a bit proud to be there in Ivory Coast, because for some times now I am the jazz programmer, coordinator for US Embassy in my country, and also a strategic partner with a Biancock Institute of Jazz. You know, it's like for International Jazz Day. And this makes that the UNESCO in my country, they work with me. So it makes it easy for me now to work with the government of Ivory Coast. For example, very soon there will be the African Cup of Nations. And I am just a musician, but I am needed in the programming of African Cup of Nations. So we have to think how to make it entertaining in the country. So you see, from discovery, from confirmation, from consecration, the last one is institutionalization. I don't know. Yes. So it means that now I work with institutions. Institutions need me to promote their plans, their project. Are you getting it? And you can do all those things. If I can do, that means you can do. You understand? So when from today you start thinking of those things, it will take you like 5 years to 10 years, but when you are there, you will not lack. You will not become a millionaire, but you will become serene. When I say serene, it's like, you know, your house, your health, everything is there, and institutions, government, they need you. For example, when there is, for example, like the African Cup, I'm not a footballer, but because they have to entertain the people coming, so they need people to think about making the programming, and they need me. Of course, I'm not going to play music that much, but it is since I'm into the field, I'm giving ideas, and that is something big for me, because it is well paid. You understand? So, for example, in Ghana here, there can be a very big organization like African Cup or whatever, and make sure that you are the one that institutions knows you. But to get there, you have to follow this step that I mentioned, and this is not me that invented it. It is people specialized in entertainment business that think that as a musician, you should evolve like that. You understand? The industry is too wide. There are too many possibilities for you to just think that you are just a musician. Okay? You are not just a musician. You are also an influencer. You understand? It's like when there is maybe like a problem in the country, because you have people behind you. The government or an institution may need you to come and talk to the people to stay calm. So these 4 steps are very important. So today, what I would like to share with you, you all have this document. Okay, it is my interaction, my exchange with someone who is very respected in the world of music, so of the entertainment industry. I hope when I say entertainment, you understand what I mean. I don't like to say only music industry, because it goes beyond that. Okay, so this guy, Christian Jacob, is a French jazz piano player. Of course, he plays different styles, but he mentioned jazz because maybe this is where he has been consecrated. You understand now? Yes. So, you have his biography there. I would like someone to read just the part of, okay, the first part. There is a microphone here. You can come and read. Maybe you will be my coach. It's like, okay. When I say the first part, okay, it's like this one. What is Jazz Time saying about him? Because at some point, it is very important what are institutions saying about you. So Jazz Time is one of the premier press for jazz. And this is what they say about Christian Jacob. Let's read it.
Okay, so the biography.
No, the first one. Here, yeah.
Okay, so Jazz Times is saying, a post-pop modernist touched by the souls of Bill Evans and Keith Jarrett. Pianist Christian Jacob is a wonderful player whose crystalline melodies and expansive harmonies mark him as someone to keep an ear on.
Okay, so you see, this is what Jazz Time says about him. So Christian Jacob, to sell himself, he doesn't need to talk too much anymore, because at some point, when you get to the high stage of music, it is no more about playing. It is about what you did before, your name as influencer. So just that makes a great business opportunities for him. And at some stage too, in the realm of entertainment business, if you want to be a musician into education to teach, you will talk about your diploma and your degrees. But if you are into the practical system, like where you perform, we talk about who you play with. So here, mentioning that he has touched by the soul of Bill Evans and Keith Jarrett. This is just to, because these people, they have influenced the history of the music. So mentioning their name in his biography is something very strong for him. For example, if we say that this guy, it's like I can say that he has played with Kojo Antwi, everybody will be very excited to even know him. You understand? So it is very important in your career to attach it to someone who has already made a name. Okay. So, because of time, we are not going to read too much. But, no, wait, it's like we read just one stuff. So, this Christian Jacob, he has been professor of jazz piano at Berklee College of Music. I hope you all know Berklee College of Music. Okay, and I'm here to tell you that because many times we hear Berklee College of Music and people are very, it's like, oh, they are better than here. No school in the world. I had a chance to visit most of the universities. Of course, not in the world, but I played and recorded even with professors from Berklee College of Music. So I can tell you that the only thing about this big school, it is the connection and the opportunity for them to have the facilities to play all the time. Because when you go to Berklee, it's just like a festival. It's like they are playing all the time. You understand? So, what you learn here in your music lessons, it is not less than what they learn there. You understand? The only possibility, the only change is that there they have the facilities and people meet all the time to jam. You understand? So, I don't want to stop people from saying that they want to go to study abroad, but today it won't do you anything. Because from internet, you can get the same lessons that they have there. And one of the privileges is that some of the teachers there, they have had experience traveling around the world and they are giving advices to their students. Other than that, it is the same lessons people are learning. So when I mention Berklee, it doesn't mean that some people are superior when we mention Berklee. You can check maybe on YouTube later, I performed with Francisco Mela, who was even a drummer in my band. And he's professor of jazz drumming at Berklee College of Music. I also recorded with Mike Pope. He was the bass player of Chick Corea. So, and even I have a song that, I'm sorry to say it in this video, but I will not say it. I'm sorry to say that there are some of my songs that even people cannot play there. You understand? So don't ever feel intimidated by someone who comes from anywhere, because what you are learning here is the same thing that people are learning there. The only difference is that they have the opportunity to have the facilities. It's like people go and play all the time. They are playing all the time. But here, maybe you don't play all the time, right? That's the only difference. So put in your mind that you have to play all the time. Okay. So read. You will read now the part of solo piano and film. Yes, it's like when you turn solo piano and film, and from there I will go to the next step.
Okay. Solo piano.
Mm-hmm.
In 2014, Christian Jacob released his first solo piano recording, Beautiful Jazz, a private concert, aptly titled as this intimate solo recording. Is a dedication to the music that drew him away from the classical world and introduced him to the beautiful world of jazz. Recorded in pure analog and available as a limited edition vinyl LP.
Thank you. So read now film.
Film. In 2016, the original score to director Clint Eastwood's box office
Do you know Clint Eastwood? Clint Eastwood is a film director, an actor and film director in Hollywood. Okay, read.
In 2016, the original score to director Clint Eastwood's box office smash, Sally, was created by Christian Jacob, the Tierney Satin Band, and Clint Eastwood. It was a fulfilling moment to orchestrate his and the band's music for a 70-piece orchestra and hear it live with the brilliant Conrad Pope conducting. The following year, Eastwood asked Christian to compose the music for his next film, The 317 to Paris. 1517, sorry.
Okay, thank you. You see, so we are reading this part of Christian Jacob biography so that when we get to the next step, you will understand where we are getting to. You understand? So you see that as a musician, he is mentioned in film. And film is also in the entertainment industry. So you have the possibility to be in all these institutions. So don't just see yourself as a musician. See yourself as an influencer, an educator, it's like an actor, everything. Because I have a friend whose name is Kevin Eubanks. People don't know me here, but he's very famous in America. His biggest job was to be the music director of a big show that they call the Tonight Show. And his role was just to laugh during the show. But he was getting about like $5 million every year as salary. So you understand? And it is music that make him get there. So expand your possibilities. Okay, and no, stay here. And you see, now that you have an idea about who is Christian Jacob, I want to tell you now, we are coming now to the context of our exchange today. I released my first album I recorded it in 2011, then you can see it, and released it in 2014 or 2015. Yes, that is about how many years ago? 8 years ago. When I released it, I was very, it's like I was very, I don't know why I was frustrated. It's like I was not sure of myself. I was wondering, is it a good album? Is it a good album? So, maybe you will just take like a few minutes to listen to, it's like we take like 1 minute to listen to one of the songs, and I will tell you something. This is one of the songs. It is a blend of African folk sound with jazz vocabulary. So here it is. Advertisement. Okay, here is that. When I released this album, and that time I was teaching at the German Swiss International School, and I was the director of a program there. But I was very much scared that it is not good. I was not satisfied with the music. So I sent the music to some of the music heroes who influenced me. And because I had a chance to study abroad and so on, and all these people who were my professor, my friend, they became top guy in the industry. So I wanted to know what they think about my music. So can you read again? It is from here that we are going to discuss. Yes, it's like here. It's like correspondence between Constant Boty and Christian Jacob. When you say hi, Boty. I believe that many of you will feel yourself there. And this is advice from someone who has won 6 Grammy Awards. Someone who was professor at Berklee College of Music. Someone who has toured the world for more than 30 to 40 years. That is his advice. And the advice goes to you. So you can read it. I hope you all have this one, right? It's like, okay, yes, okay, read.
Hi, Boty. I listened to your album. First, I want to congratulate you. This is a great achievement. You came up with something very personal, warm, sophisticated, and creative.
Thank you. So, it means that whenever you want to release a project, make sure it is personal. It's like it is you, your feeling that you put there. Make sure it is warm. I don't know what warm means, but I think it is like something that is vibrant, can connect people, okay? And make sure it is sophisticated. That means it puts out there your chops. You get chops when I say chops? It's like your technique, quality. Yes, your signature, thank you. And make sure it is creative. So you have to underline those things. Whenever you are putting something out there as music, make sure it is personal. When I say personal, it's like it is you, your personality that is there. Make sure it is warm. Make sure it is sophisticated. You put your your signature, and make sure it is creative. Okay, continue.
Okay, 4 adjectives that are admirable in a music project. You like syncopated melodies with unexpected turns and harmonies out of the ordinary, and you display this very well. I do hear some things that I would make you fix or change if I was the producer, like some tuning issues in the mix.
Thank you. You see, it's like for him, my guitar had some tuning issues. While me, before I record the project, I tuned my guitar very well. But still, it came out to be not tuned. Because many artists in Africa, they complain that why their music is not played on major platforms abroad. Because there, they look at all these things before they put your music on their things, on their projects. So, from today, make sure, whenever you are recording your project, especially for string instrument, your instruments are well in tune. Because right now, when we heard it, maybe nobody can feel that it was not tuned. You see, but he has been able to hear that there was some tuning issues with my guitar. So please, you have to take note that when you are releasing a project, your instruments are well in tune. If it is keyboard, saxophone, make sure your instrument is in good shape. Okay, continue.
Yeah. But those are musicians' details. What is important is that the non-musician can hear your personality, and I think you did a great job. This album definitely tells a lot of different stories.
Sorry, before you continue, I'm sorry to stop you. It's like it says that that means again we are discovering here that when you release a project, there are musicians' details. You understand? Musicians, they have their details, so they focus on the tuning, on some things. And there is now the non-musicians' details, which are maybe like the warmness and so on. So make sure that your music, when you are releasing it for the world, it's not just your only personal things. You have to think of the musicians' details and the non-musicians too. So you have to underline that. It is very important. Okay, continue.
This album definitely tells a lot of different stories, and I enjoyed listening to all those musical journeys. Keep composing, my friend. Keep playing, keep traveling, and play with new people when you can. I wish you the best with this recording. Hopefully, you can sell well enough to record a new one every year. This is my wish to you. Blessings, Christian.
Yeah, thank you. So, to me, he wanted to say that next time make it better. You understand? Because he said that, you understand? It's like next time make it better. But I'm lucky that this project has been one of the projects that was very successful for me, because it was well seen in Germany, maybe because I was teaching in the German contest, and the music was dedicated for children. So it's like it has been a very good feedback, and it has been for several months in the world music charts. It has been at the first and after, so it was good, but it did not go far to get a lot of like awards and so on. You understand? So the last part is like this album definitely tells a different stories. So make sure your music tells stories, and he enjoyed all those musical journeys. And he says, keep composing, my friend. That means keep writing songs, keep playing. That means I should keep working on my craft, and keep traveling. It is very important for musicians to be traveling. When I say travel, it's not necessarily to go to Europe, but make sure you meet new people. Because it is by meeting new people that you develop your psychological landscape. I call it like that. It's like you expand your creativity possibilities, so that you can have a music that responds to the criteria, the standard criteria in the world. So that was his take on my album. Do you have any question to ask about this part?
My name is Joseph, and thank you for the opportunity you've given me to ask the question. You spoke about the music it has to be personal, warm, sophisticated, and creative. About the sophisticated, I wanted to know, does it have to be sophisticated? Can't it be simple? Because I also heard that there's beauty in simplicity. So yes. I just wanted to clarify that point that you made.
Yes, and that is very important because it is a choice. You understand? For example, I have a friend, his name is Kevin Eubanks. He plays very fast. You understand? And I had a chance to be with him, to meet him and so on. And he was like the professor, a head of a jazz guitar department at Berkeley. When he plays very fast. I see he's playing sophisticated. But he says, no, this is natural, this is natural. For him, it is simple. You understand? So, when we say sophisticated, from my understanding of his message here, because Christian Jacob is French, you understand? From my perspective, it means that they should see your musicality. You understand? How you develop your movement. You understand? Because it is said that the best music are simple. You understand? And I had a chance to meet some of the jazz musicians and so on. And whenever they do something that I see complicated, they say, oh, this is simple, this is simple. You understand? So it is a choice. It comes from each person, how they see things. And I thank you for mentioning that, because if you put in your head that you have to be sophisticated, that means the music is no more. Because you have to play for the sake of the music. not for the sake of impressing people that you know all these techniques too. So it is very important. So when you are playing, play for the sake of the music. Whenever you are somewhere and you start to think that, oh, I will surprise these people, I will impress them, you are no more in the spirit, in the clean spirit of the musicality, of the sharing of yourself. So, thank you for mentioning that. Yes, okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes.
My name is Ebenezer Ade, and I'm curious to know.
Ebenezer?
Ade.
Okay, yeah.
I want to know, after, the man had asked you to fix the recording.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know, I'm more curious about, did you change anything about it, or you didn't fix it? I just want to know before releasing the album.
I was the producer of the project, and I didn't have enough money to go back to the studio, you understand? So, it's like when he said it, I already had mixed it and mastered it. And I remember something about Roy Hargrove. Do you know him, Roy Hargrove? He's a jazz trumpet player. He says that live with your mistake. You understand? So for me, I said, okay, next time I will fix my things, but this time people should notice it and know where I come from. You understand? So I've not been able to fix it. I released it first because I didn't have money. And even if he asked me to, even if I had to go to the studio to do it, it would be difficult because the way I played, even sometimes to play my own song, it is difficult for me. So I left it like that, and yes.
And thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Okay, so this part, the question is okay, or somebody has a question?
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Please.
And please, take this conversation very seriously. I'm saying this because I know lots of musicians, lots of people that I see from Africa, when they go to Europe, to America, where the industry is happening, where there are possibilities, it is difficult for them to enter in the system. And what we are sharing here are information from the system. You understand? You come here in school to learn the academics. But what we are sharing here, it is what, that's what we call Masterclass. It's like Mr. Osco can meet you and tell you things that we don't teach in school. That is a one-on-one thing. So this is what we are doing. So take it seriously. Yes.
Don't you think it's advisable that sometimes when you are on your project or when you're done with your project, it's not everyone that is in your project to access, because sometimes they discourage you, and sometimes it's not you are sending it to them to perfect it or to add what they have in them to it so that you change. But then I've listened to a successful artist like Roddy Ricch, and it was like before he blew up, most of his projects were not accessed by anyone. He just woke up.
Speak slowly, yeah, because I can hear you.
I'm like Roddy Ricch, he's an artist. So in one of his interviews, it was like before he blew up with his songs,
Yes.
he didn't give it to anyone to access or to check. It was like we just woke up one day, we're like, okay, this is some works you wish to put out there or publish, and he did. And before he knew it, it was everywhere. And this song, Eminem, there's a song, I'm Not Afraid, I don't know the title, but that song, he also said that he gave the song to about 30 experts, and after assessing them and changing it, it became a hit. So now it's like two opposing ideas about giving your song to experts or not. So I'm asking you, in this case, you send it to someone who you think could help you with corrections, and even after his message, you couldn't even fix it. So the question is it genuine advice that we hear? Is it worth it to give it out to someone or not? Or to just feel like, okay, I'm done, just put it out?
Thank you so much. It's a very good question. I will tell you something. You see, music is the world of information. And the more you have information, the more you become serene. But sometimes it can make you wonder about yourself. Because the more you know, the less you know. But this does not make you a wrong person. This album has to enter in the market of the music industry. It is very important for a musician want to put something in the market, to find people who have succeeded in the field. And it is your responsibility to identify who inspires you. There were like about 5 people that I sent this to. Do you know Lionel Lueke? He plays guitar for Amy Hancock. He's the guitarist from Benin. I sent to him. I sent to Bobby Bloom. I sent to Pookie Bell. He plays with Marcus Miller. So I sent to all these people, and there were different information. And the idea was not to discourage me, but it was to open my eyes from where I am going. You understand? So me, as your big brother, I advise you, whenever you have a project and you want to release, make sure you identify the people who inspire you, the people who succeeded in the field, and show them what you are doing. And when they talk to you, it is your responsibility to choose what you like in what they say. Okay? So, from what he gave here, it has made me see how I have to do things in the future. It has helped me a lot. Among all the 5 people that I sent to. You understand? So it is very important. Whenever you have a project that you want to put in the market for everybody, make sure you identify the people who inspire you, that you believe that they will tell you things with their heart. You understand? Yes, okay.
Let me see how books. I'm a retired professor from business school. Now, I'm interested in the performing arts, particularly at the point where the arts meet business. I've suggested to your, I guess, the head of the music department that at some point we have to conduct a workshop on the performing arts and the music entrepreneurship. I think I've made a proposal. I've known Mr. Boty for some time. I have a studio to call Vivi Studios. I don't know whether you've heard about it. Vivi Studios. But one time I came to display my banner here. Somebody yanked it out the wall. Now, I also have a music platform, and I occasionally get posts. This morning I had one. I think it's relevant to what you're saying. So if you spare me a moment, let me read it. It says here, it says, you can only produce the best of music if you first become music. There's a lot of distractions going on around here. You know, music needs good acoustic environment. With all the drumming and the back, all there's a distraction. Maybe next time you should tell them to stop all the noise. Maybe we can use that in a recording too.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me go. It says, becoming music is all about getting greater understanding on or about the musical elements, pillars, rhythms, harmonies, melodies, velocities, tempos, syncopations, etc. And then knowing how, where, and when to apply them. Let us not forget that in every field of art, there are specific pillars or elements that hold them down. In other words, the roots or foundations of a particular field of arts, say music, is what differentiates it from other arts like acting, comedy, though related in few cases. These pillars or foundations create a professional atmosphere for each artwork. So think about it. So all I'm saying is that he was talking about warmth and personality and all that. You know, because I have a studio, I usually see people coming through there. You know, young people like, I met this guy here. He has a band, a quarter band, right? Wonderful combination. You see? So, as I told you, occasionally I get people students from political science, sociology, coming to the studio to record. And I said to myself, what's happening to the students from the music department, the School of Performing Arts? You can even come and read your poem. And students, you know, we usually consider it. Sometimes we even do it for free. You know, but you have to make sure that when you come, at least you have a little change in your pocket to give it to the engineer. So please, I'm not trying to market my studio here, but Mr. Boty has been to the studio before, right? Studio before. In fact, I remember this song here in the studio. It was a wonderful, you know, composition because you brought in your African, you know, personality. And I think I'm encouraging everybody here to do that. As Africans, you have to project your Africanity in the music that you compose. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. And please, thank you so much.
Please, how do I get to face the problem of intimidation when you are out there, like in the open world?
I don't get it. Can you explain?
Amanda, I'm asking that.
Yes.
How do I get to face the problem of intimidation?
Yes.
Like in the open world where you have diverse musical perspective from different performers and artists or whatever.
Okay. When that was in the 90s, when I was in the music academy in Ivory Coast, there are some instructors that came for workshops. They came from America, and among them there were some guitar professors and so on. And when they wanted to jam with our professors at the music academy, I saw the guitar teacher in my school say that no, he doesn't play guitar, he plays balafon. Are you getting it? And later I asked him why. He says, oh, these people, they know too much. So it has made me think that it is not competition. You just play what is out there. I had a chance to play in front of, you know, like Kevin Eubanks is among the 100 people who influence guitar in the world. But I played with him and I was fine. I also had one of my guitar professor whose name is Vic Juris. If you check him, he was my professor at the New York Jazz Workshop when I was studying in jazz guitar. When we were playing Take 5, he was amazed how I was playing the rhythm. And he said, oh, how do you do that? And he wanted to learn from me. While Vic Juris, he taught most of the great jazz guitarists in New York. So please, it is not competition. Have you heard of Mike Stan? Wow. Mike Stan was the guitarist of Miles Davis. I met him in Washington, D.C., and we spent time together, like 1 week together, and we were jamming, and he was trying to learn most of the things that I was doing. Who am I in the music? You understand? So please, my friend behind there, first, you have to trust yourself. And to be able to trust yourself, be honest with yourself. And believe that it is not a competition. Just put out there what you have as information. You understand? You go somewhere where there are some great players. If they are playing something, just do what you can do at that particular moment. If the music is playing da 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 da, and you can just say hey hey hey, it is enough for you. You understand? So please, wherever you go in the world, don't ever feel intimidated in front of anyone, because you are you. Don't regret to be you. Okay? Don't ever regret to be you. You were somewhere there and God brought you here. You understand? You did not say, God bring me here. God brought you. He brought you with all the facilities that you have. So be you. Okay? Yes. Like me, here I'm speaking English, but I'm not an English native. I'm making all my mistake or whatever. But I am giving the message. And when you get it, it is fine. If you don't get it, I will correct myself. You understand? So please, be yourself. Trust yourself. You understand? Okay. I remember Kevin Eubanks, he was doing a workshop online with students in Ivory Coast. And his first question, he was asking, do you believe in yourself? The student said, yeah. He said, no. I will not start without you answering. Do you believe in yourself as a human being? I said, okay. He says, no. Before we start this workshop, you have to believe that you exist. And that is your own responsibility. Because once you believe you exist, you will now know the possibilities and the challenges that you have to face in the world. So when someone talks to you, you take the information that will make you improve. Like everything I'm saying here today, some people are just taking what is necessary for them to move forward. They don't take everything. So please, believe yourself and take what is necessary for you to move forward. Because the idea is to move forward. Okay? So we are not going to waste more time again. We are going to the second one. So after I released that album, at some point, it's like some months later, I was still not sure about myself. You understand? I have a friend I used to play with him a lot. His name is Victor Day. You know him? Yes, it's like he's among the people that I used to learn some of the jazz things from, and he's a great guy. So I used to ask him a lot of questions, even though I'm older than him. But I was not ashamed to ask him questions. You understand? And he was showing me things and so on. So what I'm saying here is that at some point, after this message from Christian Jacob, I didn't trust myself. And I said, okay, I need to go to school again to study. And I wrote a long message to Christian Jacob. And here is his answer. So, that is his answer. When I asked him, I sent a very long letter. That's why he said, thank you for your letter, because it was really a letter. So, read it.
Thank you for your letter. I am happy to see that your energy towards learning is abundant. This is an important part of the musician's process.
Okay, continue.
This is an important part of the musician's process. But I want you to remember that you are a great artist already.
Okay, thank you. You see, he's saying here that as a musician, your energy towards learning should be very, very important. Your energy towards learning, never die it. Always have the wish to learn more and more and more and more. Okay.
The reason I say that is because the best learning you ever do will always come from deep inside yourself.
You see, it's like the best learning you will ever do will always come from deep inside yourself. That's why it is important to trust yourself. Don't be arrogant, but trust the words in yourself. You know yourself more than me. So, trust what is it that you want in life. You understand? And then you say, okay, this is what I'm lacking. This is what I want to learn. It is very important to know yourself first. Okay.
It is an interesting fact that if you are unsure of yourself and give somebody else the responsibility of your development, it won't do you any good. You have to see teachers as guides. The real teacher is yourself.
Thank you. It's like, it says that when you give the responsibility of your development to a teacher, consider it as a wrong thing. The teacher is just here to guide you. But the responsibility for your development comes from yourself. You are all here as students. All your professors are guiding you about the concept of music, about things to do in the world that will make you be in tune with the industry. But now for your development, it has to be your responsibility. Are you getting it?
I think your CD is great. What I said about it before, I really mean it. I think...
For example?
Sorry.
Oh, you are tired?
No.
Okay.
For
Please
example,
take this one seriously, okay? Yeah.
For example, if a teacher gives you an exercise to practice, that is fine. But if you give yourself an exercise to practice, it is more powerful. Use your teachers as mirrors. They will help you discover your weak spots.
So, are you agreeing with this? Huh?
Yes.
Okay, so try to apply it in your life from today. It's like you have to identify your weak spots and work on that. It is only you who know. Like me, if I'm playing the guitar, I know my weak points. For example, this my finger, I have problem with it. It makes that sometimes the rhythmic problem comes. But I'm the one who knows. So I make some tricks to avoid this one sometimes. And now I develop some exercises that will make me just use these ones. I'm the one who knows. You understand? Okay.
I think your CD is great. What I said about it before, I really mean it. I think it's a great recording. The same goes with your playing. What is coming out of your guitar sounds good to me, but you are the only one who knows the difference between your mind and your ears. When you hear that it is coming out differently, that's what your mind wanted. That is where your practice should go.
Thank you. So you see, like I was not sure of myself because it's like even if he says that I play well, that he likes it, I say so he said that okay, I said it, but you don't believe me. So it is you now who have to choose because what you play, is it what comes from your head that you have played or not? You understand? So make sure that from your head you connect with your instrument. And that is something personal to develop. You understand? That is something personal to develop. Make sure that what is in your head. That's why to make the head be consistent, you have to see many people. You have to play with many people. You have to travel. You have to see different things to expand your bank of information. Okay. A typical?
A typical student.
Typical. I learned something. I said typical. You said typical.
A typical student wants his teacher to give him tricks and exercises to help develop his playing, but won't like being pointed out on his weaknesses. A typical student will keep practicing what he is already good at and consider his weaknesses as not his cup of tea or not his artistic direction.
Yes.
Please be a good student, not a typical student. I wish you the best of luck and a great career. Happy 2016 to you and your family, Christian.
So you see, it's like whenever you are home doing your exercises, make sure you play what is difficult. Okay, what you find difficult to play, so that you can develop your skills and your craft. And you end up now by playing what you like the most, and you try to fuse what was difficult into the thing that you master. That should be the technique for practicing home. Are you getting it? When you are practicing, don't take your instrument and play what you can easily play. Play what you want to know and develop your technique. And you finish your practice with what you master the best, while fusing what you develop during the time you were learning what is difficult. This is what he's saying here. And the person saying here is a professor from the university that all of you maybe think that you have to go, Berklee College of Music. So it is that information he's sharing. Okay? So we are done with this part now. that came from me, like trying to reassure myself, was my CD good, or am I a good player? And he said this. So, can you, do you have a question? Or we move to the next?
Okay, my name is Mary.
Okay, Mary.
Okay, so before, we are talking about Guru, right?
About?
Guru.
Yes.
Okay. So before you lead the Guru
Yes.
album,
Yes.
I believe that you had an inspiration before composing or producing the song. So what were your inspirations? What were you thinking of? And after recording, I believe you sat down, you listened to it before releasing it. So what were your thoughts? What were your just as you used 4 adjectives to describe your music? What were yours? What were you doing? What came to mind before?
Okay. You see, the Guru is like for me, when I was studying music at the school in Ivory Coast, I was studying ethnomusicology, okay? And we were studying the African music and so on from Ivory Coast. And there's a tribal song in my village that plays like this. I'm answering your question here, I'm coming. It's like this. And now, with my opportunities of learning jazz harmonies and so on, I was thinking to develop it and to make it not just to sound like too ethnic like it is here. So I started to develop some jazz harmonies. And even when I was developing the harmonies, I was not thinking conventional. I was thinking unconventional. It's like about the harmonies. So this is what I developed later. And that one has impressed a lot of musicians, educators around the world. Because like this. And this is how I did it. So, when they hear this, they don't understand. Of course, my intention is not to them not to understand. But it's like I was putting my own feeling now. Because this one, people can describe the intervals like. But I start making like this. And this is not in the Western classical harmonies. You understand? So, to answer your question, it's like I always have the root of what I want to do. And I make sure that root is African sensibility. Because as people can know, and what is it that they say about me abroad in the educational realm, they say that I like blending African things with Western harmonies and jazz verbs. You understand? So, most of the time when I'm composing, I like to you know, I took time in my career. I thank God that I have good siblings. They used to sponsor me to travel to countries. I go to Mali. I go to a village there, and I study with the people there. I learn their instrument. For example, I play this instrument, but I like learning from people who play the xylophone, the percussion, and so on. For example, I have one song like this that I develop it also in a different way. It's like this.
African feel, like this. But after, I start to put some classical and jazz things like this. He's doing, but I'm playing there. And I make sure that here, it's like I'm playing drums, or the women in the farm are pounding. So it is all these ideas in the village that the people are pounding. They are pounding their things that I like can hear like that. Sometimes like this. I mix all that in the music while this one is played. So this is how I do things, and I develop.
Okay, so you mentioned African sensibility.
Yes.
And that's because of your origin or background, right? So from Christian's perspective, don't you think it's because him being a white man, or maybe he doesn't have that African sensibility you mentioned? That's why he said it's tuned. Because with African instruments, what determines a perfect pitch, and which instrument has a perfect pitch? So I think maybe it's because of his background, not that there was a problem with your instrument or the tune. I think.
I really like your question. You can clap for her. Indeed. When you listen to my album, now that I use the tuner, and now that I develop my ear for now, I know it was right that it was distinct. You understand? Yes, it was really distinct, but maybe the way I played it made that not everybody could find it. Even this one I'm playing now, the guitar is a bit distinct, but some people may not know, but some will know. You understand? Yes. So, and again, music is so wide, and whenever I'm thinking of playing music or doing anything about music, and I think of race, it will dilute my, it will dilute. You see, I'm learning here. It will dilute my my result. You understand? Make sure you are open. Of course, I have my identity. I am African. I am from West Africa. I am from Ivory Coast. And I have my tribe. I have everything that I have. This is my identity. But since I am in the world, I'm in the world of information. And it is amazing if you hear some of my songs, you will think that it is a white man, I'm sorry to say, a white man playing. Because I can play this style of music, but I can play rock as well, different style. And all this come from the inspiration at that moment. You understand? So I don't think very much, and this is an advice that I want to take the opportunity to give to you if you give me the opportunity. It's like whenever you are thinking of race into the music, it will dilute your things. And again, why I asked Christian Jacob, it is because he is in America. And I want this album to reach America. So why not talk to somebody who is already there, who can give his perspective about it? Because I have some friends in Japan. I contacted them too. You understand? So be open. Another question? Another question? Okay, so for us to gain in time, we are going to read the last one. The last one. So the last one is a time that it's like and this comes a lot here in Africa. because I had a chance to play in different places, like in Ghana, in Togo, in Benin, in Angola, and so on. But the things I see more between all of us in Africa, we are too hard on each other. It's like, oh, his playing is not good. I don't like what he's doing. But if I am somewhere else, like I'm sorry to mention those things, in America or in France, whenever I play, there's still possibilities for them to learn something and grow and expand. You understand? It's like you are playing and someone will come and will say, it's like try to see the beauty in what people do. It's like this is something like you have to work on your mind, especially in Africa here. When you see somebody doing something, if you don't have something positive to say to the person, to uplift, don't talk. You understand? But be somebody who is positive, somebody who says good things about others. Of course, don't say lies. Don't just say things like that, but encourage people. So I was in some situations when some people somewhere in Africa, they were saying, this guy is always playing his big shouting, we don't like it, this man, you understand? So I was a bit frustrated. And I contacted again some of my people. I contacted them why? Not because I don't trust myself, but I live in the world where there are many people. I have to see what other people see sometimes. That's why it is good for you to identify the people who impress you, who influence you, so that you can sometimes ask them questions when you want to understand some things. You understand? So I contacted again Christian Jacob, and I wrote a long letter again about if he ever felt that he's not a good player, that he's not good. And let me tell you, there is a guitarist. I saw it in a magazine. His name is Eric Clapton. You heard his name? Yes. Eric Clapton. Eric Clapton, even in the past few years ago, he still didn't trust himself. And for him, he went too far to even hire a psychologist to say something about how he's playing. You understand? While whatever you play has to come from your confidence and so on. So I wrote to him again, Christian Jacob, and this is his answer about it. Because I believe most of you here sometimes, you say, am I doing it well? Am I going to make it? Or it's not true? It's true. Is it true? Yes. Yes, so this is the answer he gave me. Yes, it's like, of course.
Of course, this has happened to me. It still does. I am getting older and evolving seems more difficult now. My technique is also diminishing because of age and health. But on the other hand, I enjoy performing more than I used to and get more recognition than ever. So things are not just one color. While I might be losing some of the things I had, I gain others.
So you got what he's saying here? Yes. Because like me personally, before I used to play very fast, it's like but now I like to play for the sake of the music. I like to play like slow, I like to play like ballads and so on. You understand? So it also comes sometimes with life and so on. It's like the more you play, the more you travel, you have that feeling that you have to play just the music. It is not about you trying to impress people. You understand? So he says that it also does happen to him that sometimes he's frustrated. Because even sometimes with his age too, because the fingers are not going fast like before. But he's trying to see positive perspective on that. And again, he says that despite him having some problem now with his finger and so on, he's enjoying playing more than before. Can you imagine that? So you have to learn from this that the finality of all this, it is to play for the sake of the music. Yes, continue.
First of all, the people judging your playing will be all judging from a different point of view than you are judging yourself. So if somebody loves your playing, you should take this seriously, even if you have a hard time believing it. There's obviously something in there that is touching that person.
Thank you. So it sometimes comes to yourself now. Because the music you are playing, it is you playing it. It is not someone playing it. So you know what you are doing. So if somebody like it, take that person seriously. Because they are your siblings. It's like some people, it doesn't take them hard time to love you or to love what you do. Those are the people, anyway, this is something personal that I'm sharing now. I see that in life we have two people. There are people who are your angels. It's like the people who appreciate you easily. You see them, you like them, and they like you, and they support you, and so on. And those people, whenever you are down and you talk to them, when they talk to you, it's like your heart comes down. Is it right? Yes. And there are some people, I call them my teachers. It's like they teach you lessons about life. It's like they put you in a situation when you are frustrated. But from that frustration, you learn that, this is how it is. So I'm going to like this. For example, somebody will say, okay, please, he comes to you with pity. Oh, give me 1,000 CDs. I need it very much. I will give you. God says that. And you say, okay, I will give you back. I need it back. He says, oh, I swear I will give. So, the next time they see you, they avoid you. So they taught you something. Or it's not true. So they are your teachers. So make sure in life you identify those people. Okay? And when you identify them, the people that like your thing so easily, take them seriously. Take them seriously. And don't hate the people who teaches you. Because they're your teachers. Okay? Okay. Yeah.
Now, I understand frustration, and it is difficult to deal with it. But if you decide to take full responsibility and act as a detective, you will start working to fix what is bothering you in your playing. Take some time in the day to recognize what you are good at and what you lack. Start to play, but do not use what you are good at for a moment just to clearly see what is bothering you and slowly invent a solution.
Continue.
That could be an exercise or a decision. That could be an exercise or a decision to transcribe a passage or whatever weird idea you come up with. Just remember that you won't fix it in one day, so take your time. You will come back the next day and do it again. Also remember that what you hear is what drives you, so don't get your brain too involved in the decision process. Use it only to invent fixes. Your ear is your boss, your brain is your worker. I hope this helps. Good luck, Christian.
Thank you so much.
Okay, this is a personal question.
Yes.
But before that, let me make this it's a disclaimer. I'm not a racist.
Yes.
Yes, I'm not a racist. Okay. So, I have this issue where I need your help.
Yes, please.
I'm a performer.
Yes.
And before I go on stage,
What do you perform? Which is the instrument or whatever?
I sing.
You're a singer, so
Yes,
that's
my
your
voice
instrument.
is my instrument.
Yes.
Okay. So before I go on stage to perform, I don't know. I believe in myself.
Yes.
I trust myself. I love what I do. But there is this strong anxiety that I experience every time. I don't know. I've tried all methods, but it's so there. Even right now I'm shaking. With God, all things are possible. How do I conquer that?
Okay, thank you. You see, as part of my activity as a musician, I have been wondering about many things in my life. I had a chance to read books in Christianity, in other beliefs, and I have been very close also to Jewish people, and even I have a Jewish name, and I've been very close to Jewish people. It's like about Judaism, it's like a lot of things about spirituality, and even some esoteric obediences, which I have been close to them in the quest of finding out who am I, what am I doing here on earth. You understand? Is it necessary for me to be here?
So it has been part of my life. So usually people like you, when is your birthday? Not the year, just the birthday. 21st June. 25th June, okay. I know where you come from, you know. So it's like there are many things in life. Of course, I will not share some things here, but I already understand where you come from. People like you, anyway, this is not something like a medium consultation, you understand? But it comes from about 15 to 20 years of experience of work on this kind of things. It's like your level of empathy is so big, you understand? And you want to give, you give so much that people who give in life, they are always the ones who are the most hurt, you understand? Am I going to give again? Am I going to give? What are they going to say? Are they going to appreciate it? So that can be maybe your issue. Is it true? Okay, is it part of it? If it's not part, just let me know. Because you said that even right now when you are talking, you are shaking. And where does it come from? It comes from something that I was developing. It's like somebody, because you have something in you that you want to give, or it's not true. Yes. But sometimes you are afraid to give, and sometimes you wonder if it is necessary itself to give. You understand? But you feel the need to give. If you don't give too, you are not fine. So your level of empathy is big. And I'm telling you that people who have a higher level of empathy, they are the ones that suffer the most in this world. And this earth where we are, this is now something I'm saying that is not part of our academic. It's like there are more demons than angels. You understand? This world where we are, there are more demons than angels. So you have to struggle. You understand? But don't be ashamed or afraid to put your things out there. It is with a lot of exercises that it will develop. Even me myself, when I am here, it happens to me that I'm shaking. You understand? Are they going to appreciate what I'm going to say? But I start to develop something. I don't care. I will just be who I am. And the people who are connected to me, they will get it. And the people who are not connected, maybe it is not the day that they have to get it. Maybe they will get it somewhere else in another situation. Are you getting it? Yes. Is it good? Yes. It's like whatever I said today, some people didn't take everything, but I will not die for it. But I know that today I came freely, just like all the great musicians or musicians do around the world. Like whenever they go somewhere, they want to share, they want to give what they have as information, and that is what is motivating me. You understand? I got my flight tickets by myself. I came here, and every year I have to do this, and it's like I'm very happy. If it inspires you, fine. It is the same way people have been inspiring me before too. So if some people get it today and it can make them grow, hallelujah. If some people don't get it, I'm not angry that they did not get it, but time, people evolve. So maybe today is not the time for them to take it. So whenever you are performing or you are doing something in front of people, just be yourself. Just be honest with yourself. Put out there what you have as information and leave. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. So I know that this world is full of a lot of selfish people. So if you know you have something in you that you can give out, and of course you need some encouragement, you need somebody to push you, sort of a coach or a manager or anything. But it seems wherever space you find yourself, everybody is keeping to him or herself. So you don't really, okay, let me say me, I don't really get to have that influence from like one particular person. So how do I help myself to find that one person that can actually help me to coach me to the area I want to go like what I want to be, because everybody is selfish. My second question. How long must I take to work on myself? Because I've been in university for 4 years.
Can we finish with the first question?
Okay, sure.
Because my brain is very...
Yes, please.
Okay.
And if you say selfish, can you explain what do you mean by selfish?
What I mean by selfish is people keeping to themselves, not wanting to share their knowledge on how they can even help you.
Yeah.
But just keeping to themselves as to what they know. Meanwhile, they know that you really need it and it can help your life. And they can actually help you and coach you, but they're not interested.
I get that. Okay, thank you. Please, one of the first things I can say as your big brother, try to work very strongly on assuming that people are selfish. You understand? Try to work on it very strongly to assume that people are selfish. Because me myself, I'm not best. You yourself, you are not best. Because nothing proves that you yourself, you are not selfish. Okay? So work on that a lot to assume that people are selfish. That is the first thing. When you will start doing that, it will heal a lot of, it will open the door for you. Okay? It's like when you go somewhere and you say, oh, people are wicked there. It will stop many things. You understand? And about working on yourself, I said something here. It is your responsibility to identify the people who appreciate you effortlessly.
Okay.
When you identify them, take them seriously. Let me give you one small tip. When I was doing some business about entertainment, I learned that there are some musicians, nobody knows them here, but they are millionaires. How did it happen? These musicians have worked very hard to just have, okay, first I will ask a question. How many human beings are we in the world right now? What? 8 billion. But some people, they try to just identify 1,000 people among the 8 people. And they make sure that those people, they are connected. So when he's releasing his music, those people, they buy it all the time. Imagine 100 CDs times 1,000 people. And he's making sure that every 3 months he releases a song. So just make sure you have just the few people that are your people and feed them with your music. Grow the experience, because one person can know one person again and it grows. That's why we have to be thinking it every time to bring new things. Okay? So you don't need everybody in life. Of course, this should not be your intention to not love people, okay? But it's like identify the people who appreciate you easily and take them seriously. And the other people who teaches you about life, consider them and keep learning from them. Okay? Okay? Is it good? So identify the people who appreciate you effortlessly. If you make your sound and they say, wow, this is beautiful, and they like it, it happens, right? Those people, identify them and take them seriously and feed them with what you have as gift. You understand? You don't need 2,000 people. If you have 100 people who buy your CD, every 2 months, you are very rich. Or it's not true? Yes. So identify them and you'll be okay. Like me, I make sure I have my people. If I'm going to play somewhere, I just inform them and they come. It's like they buy my things, they sign. It's like they take me like a star. They say, oh, can you sign here? You understand? Oh, let me take a selfie and so on. I have a lot of photos here with ambassadors, with people. It's like they really, it's like they are there for me. You understand? And I feed them with my music. So identify them Because there are a lot of musicians that you don't know that are very okay in their life. They have their concerts and so on. This is one example. During the pandemic, I gathered some guys here like Aaron Bebe. Do you know him?
Yeah.
Aaron Bebe, and he plays Seprewa, Osei. During the pandemic, I wanted to make a support activity. So I gathered Aaron Bebe, Osei, and some other guy, and we have a weekly online concert. And on those concerts, I have my friends in US, in other parts of the world, and they were giving $10 and so on, $20. And when we finish the concert, sometimes we have like 500 or 1,000 US dollars. Every week. Aaron Bebe is still alive, you can ask him. So it is because I identified my people. And this happened. And I was happy that when I left the country, Aaron Bebe was still continuing this process, and he got his own people too, and he had some of my people. You understand? And it made that during the pandemic, people were not performing, but those who developed good relationship with the people they identify as their people, they were living cool. So make sure you find those people. Okay, yeah.
But I want to speak to you a bit back. Can you share some thoughts on how you make your music available to other people without necessarily speaking in their musical language? To give you the example you gave, so your tribal music, you say, but you have to rethink in a certain idiom. So how do you make your music, which is you, available to these other people to appreciate without bringing in their vocabulary?
Okay, if I understand your question, you are asking that how I compose my music and I present to others.
No. So your tribal music.
Yes.
The one you played.
Yes.
How do you send it to these people to appreciate it for what it is, without rethinking the harmonies for them to appreciate what you're trying to do?
Okay. You see, if I understood your question, it's like, what I discovered with other people. When I say other people, it's like, I'm very much in contact with people from US, from Europe and so on. What I notice with them is like, when they listen or they see your things, they see sometimes beyond what is there. So, in my thinking, for somebody like Kevin Eubanks or Mike Stern to like my music, and even some of them want to record with me, it is because they see my music as natural African things that they see that it can help them to grow their possibilities. I don't know if I'm answering well. For example, I have a song like this. When you listen to this, it has African connotation, right? But you can also hear some jazz harmonies. So, when I was doing the African melody like this, and I add this one, is a jazz chord. It's like when I add those chords, it makes them feel their sensibility in it, and it opens them more like, oh, this has our harmonies, this has our feeling, but I see more of African, so it invites them to appreciate what I do. Are you getting it? Yeah. Are you getting it? Yeah. Yes. For example, I have a song that I made from a classical guitar, and I put some jazz harmony in it, which is not even a strong jazz harmony, but that one too, they like it too. Because it's like the beginning, I was making it like this. You see, this is classical and African vibes. But I did it like this, and they like it like that. So it's like the trick I do, I go from an African perspective, and because I have some knowledge about the jazz harmonies or the Western flavors and so on, I make them to sound like this, and that invites them. For example, if somebody is playing this one, like a this is like your highlight, eh? Eh? Yes, but for me, if somebody is doing like this, like it, and me sometimes I can do like this. So this one will also invite them that he's playing African, but he's using some jazz chords. So to answer your question, it is a way of inviting them by using their harmony, which they will understand, and from that, they are going to capture also what I do from my own identity. Is it a good answer?
I wouldn't say so, but I will take it like
Okay, but which point is it not matching so that we can?
I'm thinking that you promote ours, and then they will decide whether to imagine these sensitivities. Because what I see then is that we lose what is ours, because we are always thinking, let me please the other person. Meanwhile, we appreciate their music. You get where I'm coming from? So I was trying to get your opinion on that, because a lot of our students here think like that. Like this gentleman here. Yeah, he's, please, what's your name? Yes. He thinks more of the other than himself, that he loses himself in the process. So I wanted you to share some thoughts on that.
You see that now I'm standing because it becomes serious.
It's critical.
Now I'm standing because it becomes serious. This is some of the topics that I discuss in different situations. Sometimes as the Jazz Education Network conferences, and I will answer to it very clearly. You are saying that it is important, we as Africans, to promote or to put our music out there without thinking that we have to please them, right? First. because we already like theirs. Okay? First thing, in our school here, what are we learning? How do we learn? We learn their music writing, or it's not true? Eh? I was discussing with some ethno people. I said that, is there African music? Is this standardized? He says that even the money to finance the researchers who have to standardize our music is lacking. So we are all struggling one by one to make sure we have one academic explanation of our music. Is it real?
I think that is what the problem is.
Okay, this is...
That we want to standardize.
Yes, I'm coming. This is one. And the second thing is this. It's like the mistake we make sometimes as African. Who is holding the music industry or the entertainment industry? Who is putting money in it? Is it we Africans? The Ministry of Cultures, every time they say, there is no money, there is no money. For example, me, most of my project is financed by the US government, State Department. It's like they believe in what I do as African and they finance my projects. You understand? It's like my government, of course, in Ivory Coast, we are very lucky. We have, it's like the government finances a lot of music projects. For example, if I'm traveling like this, I travel and I bring the expenses and they pay me back after. Even if it is $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, the ministry in my country, they are going to pay. I said that, okay, as an Ivorian, I came to this country to share our music and so on. And the government, they are saying, and we studied and they say, okay, we'll give you $5,000. In Ivory Coast, it's fine. But to finance projects, it's like how I have to invent a musical style in Ivory Coast and put it in the platforms. Because the platform belongs to the white people. Okay, I will not say white. It belongs to the Western world. They are the ones that put the industry there. They are the ones that invest inside more than we are. So, I developed a strategy that we do a lot in cultural diplomacy. It's like, since I don't have money, but I have the need to put my culture out there, let me develop something. Let me learn their music. And let me make a mixture of those music. Because usually, most of the workshop I play in America and so on, I don't teach jazz. I teach African music. You understand? But I invited them with jazz, with a blend of what I do. You understand? Maybe in 100 years or 2,000 years, if we African, we start to understand the importance of culture and we invest in it, and we are going to have a standardized academic things. And let me tell you, when I was studying jazz history, many people don't know that America, they use jazz as a weapon. The United States, they use jazz as a weapon. I don't know how to say it in English. They say that arme de dissuasion. Because during the Cold War, America and Russia, it's the same thing happening now. America and Russia, they were trying to command the world. It's like to influence other countries to appreciate their ideology. Russia, that is the Soviet Union, they were doing their own. And America, there is a mayor of Harlem. His wife is a jazz player. Her name is Hazel Scott. Do you know her? There's a lady, she plays jazz. Her name is Hazel Scott. Her friend was, it's like she influenced her husband that, okay, my husband, right now in the world there is a problem. Russia and America, they are all doing propaganda. The same thing they are doing now. They are doing propaganda about their ideology. And we just finished the Second World War. For us to avoid a third world war, which will be nuclear, let us think of something. And this guy, his name is Adam Powell Jr. He invented Jazz Ambassadors Program to call jazz musicians to go into the Soviet to play with the people there. So it happened that people from the Soviet, the people, they start to like these jazz people. So it makes that when the Russian government is speaking bad about America, they are ashamed that their own people is liking the American jazz culture. And this situation in the world in the 50s has avoided the world to go into a nuclear war. That is the time that jazz was used as a weapon to avoid war. And that is why today jazz is like the instrument of promotion of peace. You understand? So America in 1989, the parliament, they voted that they have to invest into jazz. So they put a lot of money into the promotion of jazz. In Ghana here you have high life. How much do you put to promote high life musicians, to promote all those things? You understand? So this is a topic that we went through it, so it is something that I can talk with a lot of things. So the best way that we can do, like I do, is cultural diplomacy. It is trying to know others, know what they do, and invite them. When I say invite them, it is to play something that they have. And they recognize themselves in it, and with that you fuse your African things, and it is fine. For example, if you see a white man play high life, you are happy. He's inviting you. You understand? And when you come to him now, he plays his rock and so on. So this is the way I do. Have I answered a bit, part of it? Have I
Yes,
tried?
you have.
But I would like that at one time.
Yeah, I will always dissent because in the example you just gave,
Yes, okay.
we have the French Africans, the Guineans, Senegalese, playing choral. There is very little influence,
Yes.
but we appreciate their music and they have been able to cut through. So I think that example, the diplomacy you speak of, I think that is where I situate the losing yourself, because eventually, you know, that is probably their national policy, use jazz, get into the minds of the people, you know. But I'm just saying that probably we ourselves don't see what we have. Eventually, we lose ourselves, become foreigners in our own lands. But thank you. This discussion can go on.
I will say one last word to make it short. And I'm very happy that it's like when you say something and people are not convinced or they don't adhere, don't just appreciate that it is something that you have to develop also your skills of explanation. You know. So we are in a world of cooperation, whether I like it or not. You understand? If you decide to lose yourself, I don't know. But it is important for you to know where you come from. Like me, I know that my father and my mother, they are not as rich as they are. So wherever I go, I know how I have to behave and how I have to stand. You understand? So we as African, we know that we come from Africa. We know we have all these types of variety of art forms. But the instrument that will promote our creativity is not strong because it belongs to others. When I say others, it's like the edition, the radios, the TV. It belongs to them, or it's not real. So for your music to be out there, you have to go with the diplomacy. And when you reach there now, you can push others to come. But are we doing that enough? Are we pushing people back? So there are a lot of things that goes into it. And I think we have more years to do that. First, it has to start with how much our own ministries, our own government are investing
in that.
You could hear trumpets, other instruments. As a composer, do you compose all these yourself, or you have a band that you make them improvise on the album? Do you write? Do you score everything you record as an instrument wise? Yes.
Okay, I can write music, I can read, and so on. And I have two ways of doing things when I'm working with people. For example, okay, I will not show video. Okay, this video, like, I'm coming, I will show you something. It's like, that was in 2019 in New York, when I was recording with some musicians. All of them are Grammy musicians, and it's like, when I get there, I have to write the music for them to read, but some of them, I have to mime it. Producer and composer from Ivory Coast. I think it's like this. Yeah. This guy is Benito Gonzalez, two-time Grammy Award. He plays with Pharoah Sanders, Kenny Garrett, and the drummer is from Brazil. He could not get the music. I wrote it, he could not get. So I was not minding it for him to play. So Benito is listening. He has the writing already.
One of the supporters of my music was Mr. Annan.
Kofi achieved at the UN, United Nations, so it's also a gift to the world. Mr. Annan, shine on, we will remember you here.
I remember one day I told him that I'm going to record an album. I came to New York to study jazz guitar, and I was surprised. I wake up in the morning and I saw a message that Mr. Annan left this world peacefully. His legacy, his positive influences still remain in me.
This is an album that Boty is creating.
Him as
touch with me to see how I could get involved in this project that he's doing, coming to New York.
So Constant sent me kind of a sketch of what he wanted the song to sound like, with guitars and vocals, just kind of an outline of it. And I think when we all got here today, we all brought a piece of ourselves, much like what the United Nations is all about, bringing a piece of themselves and coming to...
So, it's like, to answer your question, you are asking me, so usually when I'm in Africa here, what I do, I know that people don't like reading that much. So, I just, and truth speaking, I like playing with African musicians because they play with their heart. It's like you give them the sound, they listen, and they bring themselves in it. And this is what jazz people were before. But when I meet these people like this, I have to write a piece of it for them to play. And when they play, it is correct, but I don't feel the spirit of what I wanted. So, to answer your question, of course, I do write, I do read, but I don't apply it everywhere. Do you know that this guy, George Benson, do you know him? You heard of him? He never went to music school. He doesn't know how to read music. George Benson. You understand? He has his ear, but since he has been with musicians for long, he can just look at it, but he's not a fast reader, and you know. So, reading is very important as a composer when you want to do things for commercials or you want to play with people from different areas for them to understand what you do, to assess it intellectually. But in some situations, I don't like to bring it on paper because I want to give the idea and the other people to bring their creativity. This does not mean that if you write it on paper, it will still not be there. But I like it raw, like that way. Is it a good answer?
Yes, a second question, please.
Okay. So I want to acknowledge the presence of okay, you can mention of UNESCO.
Magdalene.
Huh?
Magdalene from UNESCO is here.
Yeah.
And Mr. Okanse is here, that is also from Michigan.
Yeah.
And of course, Professor Frimpong Martin was here, but he left from UDD. He left.
I remember. No.
Yeah.
No, you. Me. Yeah. I'm also from UNESCO.
Yes, okay. Okay, sorry, I didn't get your name.
Chawonga.
Chawonga.
Yes, it's about.
Thank you for coming.
So I thank you for we thank you for coming, and I'm also very happy to see Eurama, who is a very good singer that I work with in some situations, and she's very flexible, and I hope she's doing great. Yes, and we just see the arrival of the Cultural Affairs Officer from UNESCO, Mr. Carl Ampa. He's just behind there. Thanks for coming. Yes, thank you.
Right, thank you, Boty. Mr. Kalampa, you are welcome. And he's the very person we've been waiting for. So we are sharing a message from Mrs. Audrey Azule, right, Director General of UNESCO, on the occasion of the International Jazz Day 2023. But I'd like to invite Mr. Kalampa. Unfortunately, we will not allow you to rest.
Yes.
But just come and give a few remarks. Please put your hands together for him. He's a Cultural Affairs Officer, UNESCO. Ghana. And we are happy to see he was here, I think the last time you came.
Yes.
So he was here. Yeah. Well,
But you're putting me on the spot.
Oh.
Okay. I'm actually coming from another event, so I was just rushing, hoping that I'll catch the tail end of this. I bring you greetings from the UNESCO representative. My colleagues are already here, and I'm sure you've interacted with them. I also see Bosco from Musica and some other familiar faces. Jazz has its own way of helping us talk to each other, spurring our creativity, and getting us to learn so many new things. It can also be a cultural tool of diplomacy and so many other things. And I'm very happy that almost every year the department takes it upon itself to work with Boty to promote the ideals of International Jazz Day. So I'm hoping that the videos will be made available so that we can share with the Herbie Hancock Institute, and then they can also use that and share it around the world. I would like to thank all of you for waiting for me before leaving. All right. Any other thing that, I guess you have the statement from the UNESCO Director General, so take your time, go through, and then let it actually sink in. If you have any questions later on, you can always come to the UNESCO office or call us, and then we'll try to respond in the best way that we can. Thank you very much.
thank you, Mr. Kalampa. Yeah, actually the video will be edited and uploaded on our YouTube channel, but we also share with.
And I see Aaron Baby, I
Yeah.
see Osei, Moranten.
Yes, these are
Osei,
celebrities.
Moranten.
Yes. Give them a round of applause. Even though they came late. There's another program going on, so I'm sure they pass through that program. So I think it's a jamming session.
Yes.
And you want to. You didn't bring your saxophone. Why? You didn't know there would be a jamming session. Yeah, he was expecting you to bring your instruments,
Yes,
so,
like drums, like
so we can have
cello, and so on.
some jamming sessions. But let's see. Yeah, there's a guitar here. Whose guitar is this? Let's see in the next 10-15 minutes. Yeah, and the singers. Yes, come for the microphone and let's see. Are you shy? Thank you so much. It's been, so thank you very much for coming. It's been so awesome, and the climax has been very great. Thank you very much. But we want to keep memories of today's event, even though we are going to upload the videos for you to see on YouTube. We still want to take still pictures, just so we can see them in future and relive the experience of today.